Steve King is a pretty despicable person. He says a lot of racist things, so it's no surprise that he decided to say more despicable and racist things about people who receive DACA. Now, DACA is, of course, the program that helps people who are brought here through no fault of their own get an education, get employed, serve in the military, pay taxes, and live here without fear of deportation. Now, it's not a pathway to citizenship, and that's very important because I think some people who are critical of DACA say, well, why don't these people just become a citizen already? Well, they don't have the option to under DACA. They would have to go through a completely separate program to be able to become a citizen, and I'm sure some people do, and that includes serving in the military. Although, there was an article that I read yesterday where some of these DACA recipients are being stalled and held up, even though they're serving in the military, their papers are being held up, and some of them still might risk deportation, despite the fact that they have volunteered to serve in the armed forces. So that's disastrous. But anyway, when it comes to DACA, without going through the military, there is a lot of rules, very stringent rules, and costs and paperwork in order to stay legal under DACA. So let me dispel the notion right now that this isn't just a free pass to stay here, okay? There's a lot of work involved in this. And again, you have to be working or getting an education or be too young to do either, okay? So you have to do a lot of stuff just to stay legal, just to stay in the country. Now, this doesn't seem to be enough for Steve King, who's going to go low, even for him. Let's take a look.
Where should all these kids go, sir?
They came here to live in the shadows, and we're not denying them that opportunity to live in the shadows. And when the law is violated, and then people continue to.
So you're saying they should stay here and live in the shadows?
I'm saying they should make up their own mind, but they also need to be exposed to the enforcement of the law. If they're encountered by law enforcement officials, the law requires that they be placed in removal proceedings. That's the law. And if you're going to waive the application of the law to groups of people, it is amnesty. And amnesty in America with regard to immigration is a reward for immigration lawbreakers, and it is a pardon for immigration lawbreakers coupled with the reward of the objective of their crime.
All right, so not only that, but he also told CNN, and I don't have the video for that, he said, live in the shadows, and if you get crossways to the law, then the law requires they be placed in criminal proceedings. He said, I think there's justice there, but we need to provide justice. Look, all this talk from right-wingers talking about, oh, we got to follow the law. You know, Trump just pardoned Joe Arpaio, who broke the law. I'm just saying, if anybody's skirting the law, it's you guys. But not only that, but he also talked about, like I said, justice, right? We want to talk about justice. Look, people on DACA, they're actually getting a raw deal, right? These people were brought here, again, through no fault of their own. They have homes, they have jobs, they have lives. Justice is not taking them from everything they've known and built and then dropping them off in a country that they have that they don't even know. But Steve King believes that's justice. That's disgusting. Steve King is a monster. He said that they should live in the shadows, that they deserve to live in the shadows. You know who deserves to live in the shadows? Steve King. He has no empathy and no humanity. If these people, if they're not white, he does not give a fuck about them. Okay? And look, again, these people, they're not lawbreakers, right? He keeps saying, oh, they're lawbreakers, lawbreakers. You got brought across the border through no fault of your own. Oh, no, they broke the law since they crossed the imaginary border that we drew up. That's it? That's the crime. Ridiculous. They should have a pathway to citizenship. But anyway, look, again, they did everything they could to try to stay legal. It's not like they were hiding. They were reporting with the government and saying, hey, I'm registered with you. I paid all the fees. I did all this stuff. I've got a job. I got an education. I pay my taxes. What do you want? Apparently Trump wants to send them home. But the thing is, they are home. This is their home. And they don't understand it. Look, and not only that, but they're productive citizens. I see this stuff all the time, right? Where, oh, these DACA people, they're freeloading. No, they don't get welfare. They don't get free housing. They don't get food stamps. They don't get anything like that. They are barred from getting those things because they're non-citizens. They're not even eligible for these programs. The people who are peddling that kind of nonsense, they have no motivation other than pure racism. The kind of racism that's propagated by people like Steve King. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.